The Super Cup Stock Car Series began the 2021 schedule with races at Dominion Raceway, where Bob Shack went to victory lane, followed by Ben Ebling. We move next to UMI Motorsports Park, where Benny Gordon and crew dusted off an old 66 car and they went to victory lane. Next to a popular stop on the series, Jennerstown Speedway. This is the Super Cup Stock Car Series. It's racing the way it used to be, and it's coming your way next. The Laurel Mountain region of western Pennsylvania is home to Jennerstown Speedway, where the Super Cup Stock Car Series is lining up for the second leg of the trick shot Keystone 150 presented by Star Trucking. Hello everybody, I'm Gene Crane. Paul Schmall will be on pit road covering our action tonight. Speaking of Paul, let's head down trackside for our trick shot race preview.
We're 24 hours removed from the first half of the Keystone 150 race weekend at the UMI Motorsports Park in Clearfield, and the driver behind me, Benny Gordon, was the winner of that race. Benny got here late today and isn't going to get any practice before the qualifying races, but that doesn't matter to Benny and his team because, well, they know this racetrack very well, as do a lot of the other drivers. This is familiar territory versus unfamiliar territory the drivers dealt with in the previous round of racing. One thing, though, that was true in the last race was that attrition was high. Several cars were damaged, and some teams really had to work hard just to make it here for this race.
Been a lot of thrashing in the garage area throughout the morning. Before we go racing, let's take a look at the Jennerstown Speedway that is about to celebrate a century of competition. Now configured at just over a half mile with 9-degree banking in the corners, let's head back down trackside and Paul with our Star Trucking track preview.
The track here at Jennerstown is similar to the UMI Motorsports Park track that we were at last round, but it drives completely different. The configuration has more sweeping turns, and it doesn't have a progressive banking. What it does have on the surface is a lot of racing rubber because they have regular divisions that run here every week, so it's not a virgin racetrack like UMI Motorsports Park was. Also, factor in the fact that the sun is out, and a lot of these teams are going to be running on old tires. We could have a really interesting time today.
A lot of these drivers and teams have got experience here at Jennerstown as racing here on a regular basis before coming to the Super Cup Stock Car Series. A perennial stop for the series. Let's head back down trackside and Paul with our Grant County Mulch driver profile.
One round ago, Samantha Rohrbaugh finished in fourth at the UMI Motorsports Park, but it was an up and down evening to get that fourth.
Yeah, we had to work out the kinks in the beginning, and I was a learning curve the first night at that track, and we just kept with it. We stuck with it. I have a great group of guys that teach me and bring a great piece every weekend, so we were just gaining.
You had a spin in the practice sessions earlier, but no damage to the car.
Yeah, no damage, just finding my limits at this track, and like I said, continuing to learn.
Burning the midnight oil is not an uncommon thing for race teams. Kevin Cromer, your team did just that. Tell me about the past 24 hours.
Well, we left UMI at 9:30, 3-hour drive home, got home about 12:30, and my guys started working on this car. So we worked till 5 in the morning. Put it together, and we come out here and turn some pretty good times with it, so I think we'll have a good night with it.
I got to make a small adjustment, and I think I can make it better, so hopefully we'll be good in the feature.
You worried about tire wear over 75 laps here?
I think, this place, because they race here every week and it's got some tire rubber down, I think we're okay with that.
Benny Gordon won one of the qualifying races here tonight at Jennerstown. And Benny, you got to be thinking, hopefully second verse, same as the first.
Yeah, well, we're off to a good start. This trick shot car it took off right where it left off yesterday, last night. We missed practice here, got here late, so had to start on a pole with no laps, but got out front and got this trick shot car going. So pretty happy with it right now. Little no tires for tonight. We had to run tires we ran last night, so hopefully we can make the adjustments to some wore out tires and get it back up front as we did last night.
Just like at UMI Motorsports Park, a redraw has been done between the top 3 finishers in each of the qualifying races. And Brent Nelson, you drew the pole.
We got the pole tonight. We've thrashed on this thing all day after we broke last night and, pretty much destroyed the rear end, but we worked on it all day. And a lot of teams, I got to owe it to a lot of people, in the pits right here. It's a family deal, and without them, we wouldn't be here tonight.
Been a lot of cooperation down on pit road, everybody helping each other. Now that qualifying and practice is done, the grid is starting to assemble at the head of pit road, and we're set to go racing shortly here at Jennerstown Speedway. Don't go away. Starting lineup and a green flag right after this. This MAV TV presentation of the Super Cup Stock Car Series is brought to you by Trick Shot Penetrating Lubricant. Trick Shot, it does the trick. And by Star Trucking. And by Grant County Mulch. Field is rolled out onto the half-mile Jennerstown Speedway. Preliminary pace laps underway. Let's take a look at our Trick Shot starting grid here tonight. For 75 laps around the half mile, the 80 car Brent Nelson is joined with the 77 of Kevin Cromer in row number 1. Bob Schack will take his 75 inside row 2. He's joined with Benny Gordon and the 66 car Jason Kittmiller in the 97 on the inside of row number 3, and the 44 Ben Ebling alongside him. A veteran campaigner in the 53, Lauren Butler, takes that car to the inside of row 4. She is joined by Bill Ashton in the 35, a former winner in Super Cup competition here at Jennerstown. Jared Brocker in the 71 and Samantha Robaugh in the 7 make up row number 5. Rob Hint and Jeff Zellweger in the 18 make up row 6. John Komaransky, longtime late model campaigner, inside row 7 in the 33, and a former champion in Super Cup competition on his outside, the 40, is Todd Peck. Our Trick Shot onboards here this evening. We're on board with Ben Ebling and now with Benny Gordon. We move next to the 75 of Bob Schack, who starts inside row number 2. And on the outside of the first row, Kevin Cromer in his 77 car. Field shaped up. Pace truck heads to pit road and looking to the flag stand for a green flag. There's the green. We're underway here at Jennerstown for 75 laps of Super Cup stock car action. And on the break, Brent Nelson put the nose of the 80 car out front, but the 77 of Cromer wasn't willing to give it up in that first set of corners. He'll drop into the second spot. Into third goes Bob Schack. Kitzmiller in the 97 rides fourth, and completing lap number 1, Benny Gordon rounding out your top 5. On board with Kevin Cromer. Watching the 80 just ahead of Brent Nelson. Early laps here around the half mile. They dive off into that third turn. Brent Nelson has already gapped Cromer by 3 or 4 car lengths. And at the line, it is Nelson in command of this event. Bob Schack right on the rear bumper of Cromer's car, with Jason Kitzmiller, who's been very strong so far this season, in that 4th spot. Gordon in that 5th position, and outside the top 5, Ben Ebling as we go to caution. Caution on the speedway. Looks like we've got a problem. Maybe the 20 car of Rob Hint deeper in the field may have gone around. We'll take a look at it if we can. Field under caution. Coming by start finish. Indeed, that is the indication. Rob Hint in car number 20 bringing out this first Racing Junk caution. There is the 20 car getting back underway. So quickly going to caution here at Jennerstown Speedway. Does not look like Rob Hint has any troubles with the 20 car, so he'll get reset with the field and we'll go back racing here momentarily. Brent Nelson jumped out to a quick lead yesterday. Last night, he had a rear end, as he mentioned in one of his interviews. Rear end tear apart. In fact, a couple of cars got in the grease and crashed there at that fast 5/8 mile speedway. Worked all through the night and throughout the morning time, borrowing parts and getting a lot of help on pit road. Looks like that's paid off. Brent Nelson, right now, the shining star of the field as we head back to green. Our trick shot, green flag in the air, and Brent Nelson leads them back to turns 1 and 2. Cromer tried the outside again, and it did not work. Here comes Bob Schacht. Schacht sees an opening. He's going to pull up alongside the 77 car. And right now, Benny Gordon is also taking the battle to the... Oh, and they get together out of turn 4. Benny Gordon and the 97 of Kitzmiller get together. Oh, and they get together again in turn 1. Around goes Benny Gordon. Back to caution. Another racing jump caution flag shown on the field. Bill Ashton to the outside and not in any danger there as Benny Gordon got restarted. But there is Gordon going around right in turns 1 and 2 off the front bumper of Jason Kitzmiller. So field looking for another restart. And off the corner, green is back in the air. We're back underway. Brent Nelson once again asserts the 80 car to the front of the pack. He's got the inside line down in turns 1 and 2. Can he hang on to it? On the restart, the choose rule, Ben Ebling went to the outside of row number 1. Now Ebling challenging for the lead from outside the top 5 just prior to this caution. Ebling trying to race his way to the front to get by Brent Nelson. Ebling has a nose out front when they get to turn 1. Nelson on the inside. He holds court, and he will once again go out to the race lead. Ebling now trying to hold off Bob Schacht and the 75 car. Schacht to the inside. He battles Ebling for that second position. Both drivers trying to chase Brent Nelson back to turn 1. Second place battle continues side by side. Kitzmiller right behind them, watching that battle. And then there is Kevin Cromer in the 77 car. Cromer, he's got by Kitzmiller. He is moved up in that 4th position. Watching that second place battle, Ebling not giving up on the outside. We've seen this from Ben Ebling before. He likes to run the outside line. This time into turn 3, car wiggles just a little bit under braking. Off the corner, Bob Schacht can't quite get there, and a little contact off the corner. No harm, no foul, but that second place battle is a dandy here tonight at Jennerstown. Meanwhile, Brent Nelson, all he's doing is looking that rear view mirror and hoping these guys stay side by side as he tries to head towards victory lane for the first time in a long time in Super Cup competition. Off the corner again, a little bumper jam between Bob Schacht and Ben Ebling. That second place battle along with Cromer in that 77. 3 cars working their way off at turn 2 and down the back straightaway. It is Cromer. Looks like he's looking for an opportunity. Cromer had a strong race car at Dominion, then it got damaged in race number 1. Looks like they've just now got a handle on that car. Cromer still working pretty good with it. Here's Samantha Robaugh. She's going to get by Benny Gordon. Gordon off the pace. Remember, Gordon went around that second caution just a few moments ago. Gordon's car off the pace and he's hanging on to Samantha Robaugh's 7 car right now as they try to work by Rob Hint in the 20 car, but definitely not the pace that Benny Gordon had earlier, as that car apparently damaged in that spin down in turns 1 and 2. Robaugh to the inside of the 20 of Rob Hint. They'll go by that 20 car. Benny Gordon will follow her through. The cross start finish and back to turns 1 and 2. Benny Gordon's car just doesn't want to turn. It does not want to turn. That thing has got a heavy push down in turns 1 and 2, and Gordon knows it. He's pulling down to the inside. Gordon down to the inside. Looks like he's headed to pit road. So problems for the 66 of Benny Gordon. Meanwhile, the rest of the field goes by. Here's Gordon down pit road. He'll go to the attention of his crew. 1 car out is Todd Peck's car number 40. He's already pulled the car in. So a very short night for Todd Peck. Here's Gordon to the attention of the crew, and they wait with he's going to pull it in and park it. Benny takes the car straight to the back of the hauler. Looks like he's done for the night. Meanwhile, Bob Schacht trying to challenge Ebling. Both cars have caught the 80 of Nelson. It's a 3-car battle up front, and Ebling, whoa, he really had to put some right wheel into it down there in turns 1 and 2 as he and Bob Schacht got together. Racers back to turn 3. And we are back under caution. Another racing jump caution being shown to the field as they slow and reassemble this one for a spin. Looks like Rob Hint has gone around once again in the 20 car. So we're under caution as Rob Hent has gone around in car number 20. A lot of action here tonight at Jennerstown Speedway. While we've got an opportunity, let's take this quick break. Don't go away. More action coming your way right after this. This MAV TV presentation of the Super Cup Stock Car Series is brought to you by Trick Shot Penetrating Lubricant. Trick Shot, it does the trick. And by Star Trucking. And by Grant County Mulch. Welcome back to Jennerstown Speedway Super Cup Stock Car action. One car out of it. Benny Gordon as he begins to help the crew start to pack up the equipment. Winner from last night, done early here at Jennerstown. Meanwhile, field getting set for the trick shot restart. And off of turn 4, green's in the air, and Brent Nelson leads them across start finish once again. Ben Ebeling up on the outside in the 44 car. Bob Schacht in that third position in the 75 car with Kevin Cromer. That's who we're watching from his windshield, his perspective back to turn 3. Watching those top 3 cars going at it. Ebeling tried the outside a little bit further in turns 3 and 4. Can't make it work. That lets Schacht move up to his inside, and Schacht and Ebeling get together. Ebeling up the racetrack. Hangs on to it. Quite a battle side by side down to turn 3 between Bob Schacht and Ben Ebeling. Strong competitors, but we've got a racing junk caution being shown to the field. Caution being displayed, everybody on the binders as the pace truck heads out. Turn 2 has been quite the action spot all day long here at Jennerstown Speedway, and Samantha Robaugh's number 7 has come to rest against the inside wall down the back straightaway. But let's head to pit road, our Racing Radio's pit report, and Paul.
After starting the race in the 4th position, falling back due to a spin, and then coming all the way back up to 5th after some extended time on pit road, Benny Gordon, you're out of this one. What's wrong with the car?
We had a right front going down, and we just got a lap down here when we come in, and there was a caution. So no use of going back out there and run. We're not running for points. So we figured we'd just park this trick shot car before we blew that tire out. It was going down and pushing really hard. We just didn't want to push it and save the car for another day.
Tough break for last night's winner. Here is the 7 of Samantha Robaugh on the hook and headed to the pit area. Let's head down pit side and Paul with our Racing Radio's pit report.
Samantha Robaugh is here in the pits. Her car is coming in on the hook. Samantha, what happened?
I'm not really sure. We were racing pretty tight, and I believe it was the 71, and we raced tight last night, and maybe emotions carried over on his end, I don't know, but you'll have that. We'll just keep going forward, can't let it bother us.
About to go forward with a trick shot restart. As the laps wind down here at Jennerstown Speedway, on board with Kevin Cromer, we see Butler along with Zellweger and Kamarinsky all taking the outside line behind Ben Ebeling, and on the break, Ebeling had a nose out front when they got to turn 1, but it is Nelson on the inside. He sets the left sides off onto the apron, de-wedges the car, frees it up, and he will continue to have a nose out front when they get to turn 3. Ebeling's car up the racetrack, as is Bob Schacht. Nelson will squirt out front, 2 to go, shown to the field. Ebeling and Schacht giving chase with only 2 circuits remaining. It is the 80 car of Brent Nelson off of turn number 2, down that back straightaway. Looking for the Star Trucking white flag this time as he works out of turn 4. 1 more lap to go for Brent Nelson. Petersburg, West Virginia driver had a heartbreak last night. It is about to be celebration if he can make it a quarter mile further down into turn 3 by himself. No challenge. Brent Nelson. We'll see the trick shot, checkered flag in the air, and Brent Nelson is your winner here tonight at Jennerstown. Ben Ebeling will finish 2nd, Bob Schacht 3rd. Lauren Butler will score a 4th place finish in the 53 car. And rounding out your top 5, Jason Kitzmiller in the 97 as a very jubilant Brent Nelson lights up the tires down in turn 1. Burn those American Racer tires down. Brent Nelson headed to victory lane. And as they assemble at start-finish for victory lane celebrations, let's take a look at our finishing results here tonight at Jennerstown Speedway. The second leg of the Keystone 150 sees Brent Nelson pick up the win. Ebling, Schack, Butler, and Kitzmiller your top five. Jeff Zellweger rallies for a sixth-place finish. John Kemerinsky will finish in seventh. Kevin Cromer in the 77 car is eighth. Rob Hint will finish ninth. And Bill Ashton brings the 35 car home in that 10th position. Jared Brocker will finish 11th. Samantha Robaugh, early retiree, late in the going, will finish 12th. Benny Gordon, also retiring, will finish 13th. And first car out was Todd Peck in the car number 40. Let's head down to trackside. And Paul with a very jubilant Brent Nelson. Paul?
Well, it's an amazing story here as Brent Nelson holds on over a couple of late race restarts. He's going to get a little water bath here as it gets up on the door frame. Getting congratulations from some of the officials here. Brent, did you think this was even possible 24 hours ago?
You know, after last night, whenever we broke, we thought we were going home. We thought we were done for the weekend. But, you know, my team, we pulled together. We got here early this morning and had to get parts off of people down pit row. You know, with people that live here, work here at this track, without them, we wouldn't be here tonight. I mean, this is a win-win. I mean, we've needed this here for a long time. And, you know, we've done pretty well at this track over the years, and I'm glad to see we're back at it again.
Were you nervous at all having Ebling alongside on that last restart?
Well, you know, anytime you got Ben beside you and then you got Bob back behind you, you know, yeah, you better be nervous because you make one little slip up and they're going to get by you. But, man, we held them off tonight.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
So Brent Nelson returns to the Super Cup victory lane here at Jennerstown Speedway. Second place finisher and a heck of a battle for second between Schack and Ebling. Ben Ebling comes home second. Here's Paul with our Star Trucking interview.
It was a case of risk versus reward for Ben Ebling to finish second. The risk of going to the outside paid off with the reward of second.
Yeah, I mean, there for a second, I thought we might even get first. Brent had the better car, so congratulations to him. But when the 75 decided to take the inside on that last restart, I'm like, I'm gonna go for it. I mean, it's worth it. 4 laps to go. You know, it was fun. I enjoyed this race. We had fun racing with 75 to 80. Just really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun out there today.
That's your runner-up finisher, Ben Ebling.
Ben Ebling decides to send it, and it almost pays off with a win. A second-place finisher here tonight for Ebling as he's over to congratulate winner Brent Nelson. Let's hear from our third-place finisher in our Grant County Mulch interview with Bob Schack.
Bob Schack finishes third in a close one here at the finish. Why the decision to go to the inside on the last restart?
Well, you know, I went to the outside on the one before that. They just chattered the right front tire so bad. I figured, well, this ain't working. So I stayed on the bottom, and I didn't get a good restart on that deal, and it left the door open for Ben to get down there. So, hey, what are you going to do? It's in one piece, kind of, you know. So we'll go home and work on it.
It's not a bad weekend, though, to pick up a second and a third.
Nah, but, you know. See, second loser, first loser. Thanks, guys.
As a guy that always wants to win, tonight Bob Schack comes home third.
He didn't come to run second, I can tell you that. Bob Schack, third place here this evening. Well, it's been an exciting day here at Jennerstown Speedway. For more information, log on to supercupstockcarseries.com or visit Facebook and Twitter for more information on the series. For Paul Small, I'm Gene Crane. Glad you could join us and look forward to seeing you next time. This MAV TV presentation of the Super Cup Stock Car Series is brought to you by Trick Shot Penetrating Lubricant. Trick Shot, it does the trick. And by Racing Radios. And by RacingJunk.com.